This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Shashank Gupta.
Sir.
What has been your optional paper?
Sir, sociology.
Sociology. It is not treated in the DAF. We don't have the second part of the DAF. DAF 1 we don't have. Anyways, Mr. Shashank Gupta, what Shashank means?
Sir, moon.
Moon?
Moon. Shashi. It comes from Shashi. It just means moon.
I see. You come from Chhattisgarh?
Sir, I was born in Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, and I have lived in Madhya Pradesh only, Gwalior.
Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior.
Yes.
Tansen, where he was, basically he has, his tomb is there somewhere. Where it is?
Sir, it is in Gwalior only.
In
Gwalior.
Is it in Gwalior? Or Chanderi?
Sir, it is in Gwalior only. It is nearby my place where I live, Tansen Nagar. It is named after...
No, I'm talking tomb, his grave. His tomb. Is it in Gwalior or in Chanderi?
Sir, I will check on that.
Let's check on that.
That's what I
Okay. You were a computer engineer. Tell me how technology can be used to promote equality in the society.
Sir, technology is already being employed in various ways in governance. For example, direct benefit transfer scheme is there. So that is being enabled to Jan Dhan Aadhaar and mobile trinity. So that is one use of technology where we are doing direct benefit transfer under various schemes.
So that is to reduce corruption in direct benefit transfer.
Sir.
Anything else? But this is operational part.
Sir.
I'm talking about reduce inequality.
Sir.
That means income distribution.
Sir, as we see technology flourish and digital technology industry flourish in India, we see a lot of new companies and startups that are coming up. A lot of employment is being generated in specific technical fields. So I think with greater employment opportunities for youth, inequality can be reduced.
A girl lives at home.
Sir?
She can't go to school. Can your technology help her?
Sir, certainly such a scenario occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So people were at home, they were locked inside homes, and digital education facilitated them to some extent. Certainly we need to improve the digital connectivity so that broader access is there to every section of the society.
What was the dispute between Gwalior and Jhansi? Jhansi people, Gwalior, generally they didn't look eye to eye. There was some controversy between them. Jhansi ki Rani and then Gwalior Maharaja. Are you aware of that?
Sir, if I am not wrong, sir, the dispute was regarding the Scindias not willing to help when Jhansi ki Rani, Maharani Lakshmibai ji, she sought shelter during the 1857 independence.
So they didn't give shelter to her?
No, sir. They sided with the British and eventually...
But today they are the biggest nationalist, isn't it?
Sir.
They claim themselves to be the biggest nationalist.
Sir.
So, and if you go in history,
Sir.
They should be punished for not supporting the nationalist war against British, isn't it?
Sir, I feel that the present generation should not be looked at from a historical lens of what happened in the past. There must be some circumstances as to what happened during that time, which we may not be aware of.
So that means, according to you, history cannot be corrected. Historical injustices cannot be corrected now.
So injustices surely can be corrected by compensatory mechanisms.
How? Because they did in kind of injustice, in the sense they had power, but they did not work in the national interest.
Sir, at that point of time, there was during that time there was not a general feeling of nationalism per se.
Okay.
The country was divided into many principalities.
But can you correct history? Like some people, some communities have been harsh
Sir.
on other communities in the past.
Sir.
So can you correct it now?
So one mechanism we have is the affirmative action program, wherein we are providing reservation to certain communities based on the historical discrimination they have faced, and I think it has brought great results.
Can you punish someone if his forefathers or her forefathers have done some injustice?
So
some forefathers in say when India was not independent, they have done some injustice. Forefathers. Now his kids and kin, can you punish them for that injustice done by their forefathers?
Sir, we are providing like positive discrimination wherein we are allowing them reservations.
Okay.
Shashank, right? So your interest lies in yoga and pranayama. What is the meaning of yoga?
So yoga means union. It is interpreted in different ways. People say it is a union of mind, body and soul when all are in consonance. That is one definition. Another definition could be, people say that your own self immerses with the larger universal self, which is the Atman, the larger God and larger soul, when eventually our all source emerges. So that is also one of the yoga.
So what is pranayama?
So pranayama is breathing of life. So it means that you are focusing on breathing. So it is a set of breathing exercise particularly, and we focus on deep breathing and this thing.
How does it help you?
Sir, in my case, it helped me during my COVID recovery. So it helped me in improving my saturation levels. It also reduces anxiety, stress after studying for long hours. So it helps us to de-stress and gather positive thoughts like that.
When is the International Yoga Day?
Sir, it is on 21st June.
Now tell me, Ukraine has constantly been seeking India's help in resolving the conflict, right? But just day before yesterday, India abstained from voting against Russia in UNGA. India is now the highest buyer of oil petroleum oil from Russia. Isn't it India following the path of opportunism?
Sir, in case of foreign policy, every country it pursues their own national interest. India has said that to resolve the Ukraine-Russia crisis, we need to follow the path of dialogue and diplomacy. Now, following resolutions that one-sidedly criticize only one particular party may not be that productive. That is what India's stand is for not voting or for abstaining in the resolution. So India is saying that let's follow the path of dialogue and diplomacy, and that will only lead to the solution.
That's what it's saying now. That's what Ukraine is requesting. Come and make Russia come to the table for the talks. That's what they are requesting. That persuade Russia. That also India is not doing.
Sir, our Honorable Prime Minister met President Putin, and he said, while standing beside him, that this is not an era of war, and we need to have cessation of violence and follow the path of diplomacy. So I think India is doing it good. Then Russia also has its concern regarding the Western this thing. So
now China recently had announced that its population for the first time has decreased. Should India also follow the Chinese policy of one child per family? Sir,
I feel that Indian population is already on a the fertility rate is already declining. It has reached below 2.1 replacement level for most of the states. So I'm not sure whether that would be a productive policy. Instead, population development should be focused upon, family planning, awareness measures, all these things should be tackled. The proper opportunities, good health opportunities for women, including maternity benefits. So all these things should be focused upon in the near future.
Thank you, sir. Shashank,
Sir.
You told the meaning of your name is Moon.
Sir.
So what is your opinion about lateral entry in civil services?
Lateral entry is a very recent thing. Recruitment work being done. So I feel that although specialization is necessary in these present times in civil services, there should be a healthy mix of both generalist as well as specialist bureaucrats, and both of them should work in consonance and together.
So is it going in the right direction? Is the government able to retain the lateral entrance?
Sir, as far as I know, the current recruitment is slightly ad hoc. It is not regularized. So they have to make a regular policy, stable policy as to how and when they will recruit laterally and in what departments. So I think as and when the policy stabilizes, it will be better for the services.
So it is only the policy challenge, or are there some internal issues in the organization structure itself that the lateral entrants are not comfortable in their job, in their area of work?
There have been media reports about internal problems with between the bureaucrats, as in the senior bureaucrats may not want the newer entrants to rise up to that level. So these are challenges which can be handled within the organization. There are channels to it, and proper sensitization among the bureaucrats also plays a role in it.
Okay. So you are also from computer science background. So we have been talking about this for long, that artificial intelligence is going to be a challenge for job creation and job retention. How do you see it?
In the short term, prima facie, it may appear that there is a challenge for job creation, job retention, and there may be layoffs. But then in the longer run, I feel that it will lead to more and more job creation, more innovation.
Why do you say that?
So because artificial intelligence is opening avenues which we did not even hear of earlier. For example, data analytics. This was something people used to manually do it. But then we are able to do data analytics through artificial intelligence engines. We are able to derive appropriate insights, and then we are able to create new businesses out of it. Now, when you create new businesses, you generate a lot of employment. Although that employment requires specialized professionals now. So we need to upskill and retrain everyone based on that.
You are also the president of Student Council, and you are into student counseling as well. Can you counsel me if I am, let's say, a first year student and I want to go for a startup? So can you please counsel me how to go about it?
Sir, first of all, I would expose you to the various opportunities, including startups, available when you are graduating from an IIT or from any other college. So startups, placement
steps.
So first, I'll provide information regarding the startups, various startups working, how people have grown their startup, the trajectories they have shown. So first, learning based on what startups are there and what we can do in startup.
Are you aware of the definition of startup?
Sir, I am not aware of the technical definition given by Department of DPIIT, but there's some threshold of turnover wherein.
Okay, you will give some insight. Okay, then.
So I'll give them insight about this. Then I'll connect them with there are entrepreneur cells now in every college. So I'll connect them with the appropriate entrepreneur cell.
Okay, done. Second, last point.
Then, sir, I'll, to my best of my ability, I'll handle them in that process.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm assuming that you have studied history while preparing for your mains.
Sir.
If you have to time travel to any period of India's history, from ancient till up till now, which period will be that and why?
Sir, although there is no bias as to what period I should travel, every part of history is equally important. But I feel that I would like to witness the Indian national movement happen.
Very good. Which part? The big time window?
Yes, sir. Sir, especially the Gandhian phase which happened, the various movements inside within. Sir, it was a period when people, and I've studied this in textbooks, that Gandhiji catalyzed the movement from a very narrow mass to narrow base to a mass based movement. So I wanted to see how such a leader, charismatic leader, could do that, and so I would really want.
So where would you be on the ideological side? Extremist or moderate, or where? Or on the Bhagat Singh side?
I would keep a balanced
approach.
Balanced.
Okay. What is conscience according to you?
Sir, sorry.
What is conscience?
Conscience. So conscience is the inner voice.
Inner voice.
Inner voice.
And what about it? Is it good? Is it bad?
Depends on your socialization. How your socialization is there. What is your exposure? What is your learning?
Good. Suppose in the surveys you face the crisis of conscience. The laws, rules, norms tell you one thing, but your inner voice tell you something different. What will you follow? The inner voice, the voice of conscience, or the norms, rules, laws?
There may be situations where crisis of conscience happen. Mostly they happen when the laws and the rules are not clear, not very clear as to what should be done.
Suppose the rules and laws are clear, extremely clear, but you don't agree with them. Your conscience doesn't agree, but the law is very clear on that issue. What will you do?
Sir, then I will be duty bound to implement the laws and rules, and if possible, according to my conscience, some relief can be granted to the person.
You go with the law?
Sir, I'll go with it.
Ignore the conscience? But Gandhiji said that conscience is higher than the court of justice.
Yes, sir.
Then how? What is the dilemma here? This?
Sir, I'm not able to think of about that.
Okay, no problem. What is the role of civil society organizations in developmental process?
Sir, civil society organizations are they play a very pivotal role in development process. If we look at the various sectors where these organizations operate, they create awareness, they create community mobilization, and they even help as an extended tool when a government can do service delivery. So, for example, Akshay Patra Foundation.
See, you are discussing all the very good things about them. And why did our National Security Advisor said that they are a frontier for security challenges?
Sir, I feel that
Are you aware about this statement?
Sir. So that I feel that statement was made in a context for certain organizations only, not painting the entire industry.
He said certain organizations. He said civil society organizations are becoming new frontier of security challenges.
So what I interpreted was that he meant that civil society organizations are actually vulnerable nowadays to manipulations and deceit.
Good. That's all from my side. I'll pass on to the Honorable Chair now. Thank you.